we will read about the natural resources. Now, the first question arises is, what is natural resources? The definition is given: the resources.
Sir, the resources that are drawn from nature and used without modification.
Modification is called natural resources, which we are using directly.
Natural resources.
Which we are using directly is known as natural resources. Resources that are drawn from nature and used without much modifications are called natural resources. Now, what are these natural resources? The air we breathe, the water of the rivers and lakes, the soils, the minerals. These are all natural resources which we are using directly, mostly with very little modification, not very much large modification. And many of these are gifts of nature, free gifts of nature that can be used directly. You don't need to do anything. If you have wheat, you can use it directly by making the flour. In some cases, tools and technology may be needed to use the natural resources in the best possible way. Like petroleum, a natural resource. But some tools and technology is needed to take them out from the ground.
Yes, sir.
Then only it can be used in the best possible way. Otherwise, you cannot use it. If you don't have technology and skill to take that out from the ground, under the ground, you cannot use it. So, in some natural resources, you need tools and technology to use that resources. Now, the classification of the resources. The natural resources are classified into different groups depending upon three things: the level of consumption or level of development, use, and origin, and stock and distribution. These are the main things on which the classification: level of development and use, origin, stock, and distribution. Now we will read one by one. First of all, the basis of their development and use. So the first classification on the basis of level of development and use is two types: actual resources and potential resources. By the name only, you can know actual resources and potential resources. Actual resources are those resources whose quantity we know and we are using it at present. Examples are given: the coal deposits in Ruhr region of Germany and petroleum in West Asia. The dark soils of the Deccan Plateau in Maharashtra are all actual resources because we know their quantity, how much quantity it is, and we are using them at present. That is known as actual resources. The resources which we are using at present and we know their quantity, those resources are known as actual resources. Now, potential. Potential by name only you can know we can use it. It has the potential to be used whenever the need will arise. So the potential resources are those whose entire quantity may not be known and that are not being used at present because we don't have technology or skill to use them. But it can be used in future. We know this type of deposits are there in the ground, under the ground, but how much quantity it is at present, we don't know that. But it can be used in future. It has potential to be used in future if need arises. Why we are not using it now? Because the level of technology which we are having at this time will not be advanced enough to easily utilize all these resources. That means we don't have that technology which we can use to utilize these resources. But when the need arises in future, we will be using it. Like the uranium found in Ladakh, they have given the example. It is a potential resource. If the need arises for the uranium, we will be using the uranium of Ladakh. But now we are not using it because we don't have that technology, level of technology, how much quantity it is, what quantity.
Yes, sir.
High speed winds are also a potential resource 200 years ago. But now they are actual resources because we came to know the utility of this, so they started using the wind energy for generating electricity through windmills like in Netherlands. So 200 years ago, it was a potential resource. It can be used in future. But now, people realize its potential, its use, its usability, its value to save petroleum, to save other natural resources. Today, we are using this windmill to develop or to get farm energy, generate energy, especially in Netherlands, India also we are using it now. In Nagarcoil, in Tamil Nadu, on the Gujarat coast, we are using this windmill or this wind energy to produce electricity. So 200 years ago, it was potential energy, but now it is an actual resource which we are using now. So these are the two types of resources on the basis of level of development and use. Actual resource and potential resource. Question can be asked. Differentiate between actual resources and potential resources with example. Anyone can tell difference between actual and potential resources on the basis of example. With example.
Yeah, I can tell.
So what are actual and potential resources?
Potential resources are the type
quantities
of
known, while the potential resources are those whose quantities not known.
Yes, sir. So, for example, in actual, for example, an actual resource, it can be like papers, but in like potential resource, it can be honey, because we cannot count the like amount of honey.
You can give the example from the book of the Ruhr Valley and petroleum West Asia, dark soil, Maharashtra, black soil. You can give the example of these also. These are because we are using at present. We know the quantity and we are using it at present.
Sir, can sugar be a potential resource? Sir,
because we are using sugar. We are using sugar for
yes. Yes.
It is not a natural resource.
Eating also.
It is not a natural resource. We are producing it. We are changing, modifying them. So it is not a natural resource. Sugar. Because we are modifying it. We are changing its shape. From sugar cane, we are turning it into sugar. So,
sugar.
So that's why it is not a resource, natural resource. Here we are talking about natural resource. Those which we can use directly without much modification. So potential resources are those whose quantity may not be known and that are not being used at present, but it can be used in future if need arises. Why we are not utilizing resources enough? Because we don't have the technology, level of technology at present. Not advanced. We have technology, but not advanced enough to utilize these resources easily. But in future, we can use it if need arises. Like the uranium in Ladakh. Example given of wind, high-speed winds. 2,200 years ago, it was a potential resource. It can be used in future, but now we are using it in future. It becomes actual resource.
There is already technology to extract uranium and turn it into energy.
Speak loudly. Who are speaking?
Sir, I'm saying that the technology has been already found to turn uranium into electricity.
Yeah, whatever we have found at present and we are using it, then it is actual resource. But we know that this thing is there, but we are not using it at present because the level of technology is not advanced enough. But there is a chance that it can be used in future. That is potential resource. Now the resource on the basis of origin. Two types of things are abiotic and biotic. Abiotic resources are non-living things, while biotic resources are the living things. Soil, rocks, and minerals are abiotic, and plants and animals are biotic resources. So nothing difficult here. Two types of resources on the basis of origin, classified into two types of resources on the basis of origin, abiotic and biotic. Abiotic is non-living things like soil, rocks, and minerals, and abiotic and plants and animals are biotic, which are living things. So nothing is there difficult in this. Biotic and biotic, you can explain easily. And you can give example of, if asked the example of biotic, plants and animals. If asked for abiotic, soil and rocks.
Sir, wind, soil.
Sir, we
light.
studied this in science.
The natural resources can be broadly categorized into non-renewable and renewable resources, also that in science maybe. Renewable means those resources which can be renewed or replenished quickly, which can be used again and again, like sun energy, solar energy, wind energy. They are unlimited. We can use it again and again. No need, nothing is there. They will not come to end. And they are also not affected by the human activities. So we can use wind and solar energy for hundreds of years. Because they are unlimited, we can be used, they can be renewed again and again. But careless use of certain renewable resources like water, soil, forest can affect their stock. Solar energy, wind energy is unlimited. You cannot destroy it or affect it by your activities. But some renewable resources like water, soil, and forest by your activities can affect the stock. If you cut the forest again and again, not growing anything, naturally it will go. Water, you will use it again and you will pollute it, waste it, then you cannot get it again because it is already limited quantity. Soil, if you use it again and again without any care, it will get infertile. You cannot use it again. So these are the resources, renewable resources, which can be affected by the human activities. Shortage and drying out of natural water resources is a major problem in many parts of the world today. And we are facing this problem of water. Although renewable resource can be used again and again, but in some parts it is drying up, which is a major problem in the world. Now, non-renewable resources. These are the resources which are the limited stock. Once the stock got exhausted, it may take thousands of years to renew it or replace, like petroleum. Once it is used, you cannot use it again. Coal, once you use it,
Yes,
you
sir.
cannot use it again. Because once it
It
gets exhausted,
takes a lot of
it
time
may take
to be.
thousands of years to get it back.
Yes,
These are the
sir.
non-renewable resources. So from the human span of life, from the human, whatever the human span of life is there, from there we are considering these resources are non-renewable. It cannot be used again once exhausted. Now what is stock? Stock is the amount of resources available for use.
Yes, sir.
So that is not stock. It has very, very limited stock. Once petroleum is finished, it will take thousands of years to get it back.
Yes, sir.
So problem will be there. Examples are coal, petroleum, and natural gas are some of the examples of non-renewable resources. Again, the question can be asked, explain or differentiate with examples, difference between renewable and non-renewable resources.
So is CNG a renewable resource?
No, non-renewable. Once you use, you cannot use it again. Once you use, it cannot be used again. It is gas only, compressed gas. It is natural gas. Name is compressed natural gas. Once it is used, exhausted, you cannot use it again.
Yes, sir. It is non-renewable CNG.
It is a gas only from the petroleum only it is taken out. So once petroleum finished, nothing can be used. Now, on the basis of distribution, Ubiquitous and localized. Two types of classifications are there of resources on the basis of distribution. The ubiquitous means resources that are found everywhere. Like with the air we breathe, you can find everywhere. Wherever you go in the world, you will find air. On the Earth. But if you go to the Mars or some other place, you will not get that air. So those resources which are found everywhere, for example, air is ubiquitous. And by localized, you know which is found in a particular period, place. Are known as localized, like copper and iron. Copper are not present everywhere in the world. It is present at some places. So that period is a local area. It is known as local. In India also, it is not available everywhere. Copper and iron ore at only some places. That's why it is known as localized or local, which are found in the local areas. So the distribution of on the basis of distribution. Another thing related to that is the distribution of natural resources depends upon certain things like terrain, physical features, climate, and altitude. And that's why you found that resources are distributed unequally all over the world, because factors differ so much over the earth. So you'll find unequal distribution of somewhere you find a lot of resources, somewhere you will not find anything. Like in West Asia or Africa, you said you find a lot of petroleum. But there are some areas in the world you will find nothing there. No petroleum, nothing. So it depends upon the certain factors like terrain, climate, and altitude. What type of altitude, what type of height they are having, at what height they are situated, what is the climate of that place, what type of physical features are there. According to that, that distribution of resources is there. So natural resources you will not find everywhere. Devansh Parekh is not. Devansh Parekh is there. Why is asking that? Class started or not? Now, one by one, classification of resources. Who will explain first? On the level of development and use. Everyone here to speak. No one will keep shouting. Keep quiet.
Yes, I'm here.
Devansh Parekh, you are not there in the class? Devansh Parekh is not there in the class? Why are you not speaking? I don't have that. Remove those guys who are not speaking.
So I'm here only.
I'm removing those guys who are not speaking. Why are you saying present is Devansh Parekh? Devansh Parekh is there already. So Manish Sharma सब गायब हो गए. Yeah, what happened? What is the problem? Where they went? Anyone who can describe the classification on the basis of level of development and use. Speak, Ramesh.
What, sir? Can you repeat?
What is the classification? How many types of classification is there of resources on the basis of their development and use? or differentiate
Development.
between actual resources and potential resources with the help of example.
Sir, may I tell the actual potential
Yeah,
first?
tell.
Yes, sir. Sir, for the actual resources are those resources whose quantity is known is known for, such as paper, or sugar cane. And potential resources are the resources whose quantity may not be not known, such as sugar, or such as the uranium.
In the dark. Uranium. You can give the example of coal and carbon in the actual resources. Petroleum we are using in West Asia. All over West Asia we are taking out the petroleum, and we know the
Yes,
quantity.
sir. Also petroleum.
And we know the quantity also we are using at present. Actual
Yes, sir.
resources like wind energy, 200 years ago it was a potential resource, it can be used. But
Yeah.
now we have the technology
Yes,
now,
sir.
so we are using it now. So it becomes actual resource now. Because we have the
Yes,
technology
sir.
now. And we found the need of it using it because to save petroleum and other products. So we started using water
Yes.
and air to produce electricity so that we can save petroleum and other gas. So now they become actual resources. Before it was potential for wind and water. We are not knowing the quantity, how much it is, and we don't have the resources also, technology also to use it, advanced technology to use it. Now we have the technology, so we are using it.
Yes, sir.
Electricity. But uranium in Ladakh is not being used because it is very difficult to take that out. Because it is a snow-bound area, mountains. So we need a special level of technology, advanced technology to take that out. But why we are not advancing the technology? Because we don't need it now. We already have uranium deposit at other places where we can take out easily. So no
Yes,
need
sir.
to use advanced technology. But if need arises in future, we will advance the technology and use it. But now we are not having the need of that. That's why we are not using it. But we know that uranium is there in Ladakh. We can use it when the need arises. Now the classification resources on the basis of origin.
Sir, origin.
Sir, sorry, our network issues are disconnected.
Sir, abiotic and biotic.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
biotic
sorry,
and
sir. Abiotic and biotic. Sir, abiotic resources are the resources which are I think non-living.
abiotic are the non-living.
Sir.
Yeah, very good. Example.
Yes, and biotic are living. Example of abiotic can be rock, soil,
Very
or
good.
light, sun, or whereas biotic can be animals and plants.
Very good. Living and non-living things. You may have studied
Yes, sir.
science, living and non-living things. Here it is that living and non-living things. Living things are biotic,
Yes,
and non-living things are abiotic.
Abiotic.
Very good. Now, on the natural resources, on the basis of use, renewable and non-renewable.
Sir, yes, renewable. Sir, can I tell what is renewable and non-renewable?
Tell, you tell. You are the only one who's telling. The rest of them are sleeping.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Sir,
renewable resources are those which get renewed or replenished quickly. So, for example, solar and wind energy.
Very good.
Whereas non-renewable are those which which are only limited.
Yeah, very good.
For example, coal, petroleum, and natural gas.
Very good. Once it is used, it cannot be used again. It got
yes,
exhausted.
Sir,
It got
limited.
Exhausted. And renewable can be used
yes,
again
sir.
and again. Unlimited quantity cannot be.
Yes, unlimited.
It can be used again and again. That is the
yes,
renewable and non-renewable resources. So the last
so water is also renewable resource now.
Yeah. But if we destroy that water, because limited quantity of water is there. So
Yes, sir. Of drinkable is
if you pollute that, then it will be difficult to get it back. But
yes, sir.
we have to use it properly without wasting it. Then ubiquitous and localized. Two types of resources on the basis of distribution. What are the ubiquitous and localized resources? Anyone who can tell ubiquitous and localized by the name of only localized, you can know what is localized.
So like local products.
Yeah, which are found in the area, particular area, certain places, not everywhere. Then what will be ubiquitous? Simple, which is found everywhere.
Yes, sir. I was about to say it.
When localized is found at certain places, that means ubiquitous is found everywhere. Example, air. Wherever you go in the world, you will get the air. But copper and iron, you will go everywhere, you will not get it. You get it at certain places only. Not everywhere copper and iron is present, but air is present everywhere. So the natural resources depends upon number of factors like terrain, climate, and altitude. And because it's different in different parts of the world, that's why distribution of resources is unequal. You cannot find resources everywhere. At certain places, so many resources are there. At other place, nothing is there. Like Bihar, Jharkhand. Jharkhand is very rich in mineral resources or natural resources. But in Bihar, you will find very, very little natural resources because of physical factors there. But Jharkhand has so many of minerals. Same thing, Bihar and Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh, you find lot of minerals, but in Bihar and Madhya Pradesh, you will find very less. Because of physical factors has affected them, has an effect on them. Now the next topic is tomorrow we read human-made resources and conserving resources, how to conserve resources, sustainable development. And what are the principles of sustainable development and how it is our duty to protect it, how we can protect it. These are the topics tomorrow, inshallah, we will try to cover. Now,